just me. Tales of a free ass spirit, I'm just me. I'm just me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to season 2, episode 7 of 𝙲'𝚃𝚃, Tales of a Free Spirit. Woo! I hear the extra clap. We have a guest in the audience. We're calling her Samantha. But, alright, so what has happened since the last time that I've graced my presence? No, I'm just kidding. But nothing's happened. I think we didn't do anything. Oh, we went out for Shauna's birthday. We met up with Shauna. That was cute. I worked. And I think that was it. So yeah, ain't nothing really going on. We was just chilling. We went out. It's my sister's birthday, technically, officially. So happy birthday, sister. And yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the key because I got some things I want to talk about. And I'm ready to drink. So, I'm drinking tequila and mango juice. It's a celebration. What are we celebrating? Us being above ground and looking around. And then we have Sprite for Samantha. Here's Samantha. We're bougie over here today. I don't know. I'm going to talk about BET. So BET. Okay, so y'all, this is probably going to be like a little winded. But so I went in to figure out like what CEO decided to like cut ties with the BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Music Awards, because apparently the Soul Train Music Awards didn't air last year, which is all the more of the reason why I agree with they should shut that shit off, because who watches that? Like, I don't even watch award shows no more. But BET Awards is something I probably would like watch, because Michael Jackson was on the very first. No, Whitney Houston was on the very first one. Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston was honored on the very first BET Awards, and I love that. So I probably will always watch BET Awards. But the hip hop and the Soul Train, I do like the Soul Train Music Awards, but I didn't even remember it was aired last year. So I feel like the ratings probably really did go down. And that's why they said that they were indefinitely cutting the 2 award shows because of the ratings. So BET was founded in 1979 by a black dude named Bob. Well, his name is Robert, but I was calling him Bob. Robert L. Johnson. He was born April 8th. In 1998, him and Liberty Media ended up selling or buying all the shares. Yeah, they bought all the shares and of BET, and Robert had 42%. So in 2001, okay, so this is gonna be a side note. So Viacom bought BET in 2001, right? And Bob Johnson became the first black billionaire because he sold BET to Viacom for $3 billion, and he ended up I think with 1% of that. So he was like the first black billionaire, which is really cool. I didn't know that. But also, I wanted to kind of put in there that Viacom also bought CBS. So they're now on a merger. So when Viacom first bought BET, they were in the midst of doing a merger for CBS, but it didn't get finalized until December 4th of 2019. And I know that from the top of my head because it's not in my notes. Okay, so boom. So Bob Johnson was the very first he was the first CEO, whatever, the founder, and then he ended up stepping down in 2006 shortly after Viacom had bought BET. And Deborah Lee, which is the ones that the CEO that I know, because whenever I watched the BET Awards, they always showed her. So that's how I knew who she was. And Stephen Hill, because he's the one that created the BET Awards. So anyway, she worked for BET she started working for BET in 1996, I believe. And in 2005, she was a COO, like the president, then she became a CEO, and then I think in 2005, 2006, she became the new CEO after Bob Johnson stepped down. And she was in that role for 32 years. So she was the CEO pretty much for the majority of the time that BET was under Viacom. Once 2000, so with Deborah Lee's role, she was and Bob Johnson owns a women's basketball team, and they said that when he stepped down, that was something he wanted to focus on too. This is basketball team that he owned. I guess rich, okay. But Deborah Lee, her main motive or objective with becoming the new CEO and, you know, her whole tenure with being the CEO for the last 32 years is that her biggest thing was trying to bring reality TV onto BET. So when all those shows were coming on and all that, like that was her vision, her goal. Like she wanted to make it more of a reality thing. Bob Johnson was more so about like videos and things like that. But Deborah Lee ushered in like the whole reality TV saga. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah, so in 2017 or 16, she ended up stepping down as CEO, and that's where Scott Mills comes into play. Now, Scott Mills is someone that worked with Viacom for 20 years, but prior to that, he worked with Bob Johnson very closely. He was like, Bob Johnson said, not Bob Johnson, but Scott Mills said that he was like the Frank Lucas to OG Bobby Johnson back in the day. I don't know if he really said that, but that's the vibe I was getting when I was reading it. And then Bob Johnson, but I feel like he did say that. So, but yeah, so he worked. So prior to him working with Viacom, he worked with Bobby Johnson for a long time. Like that's pretty much who taught him the business. He was the president of BET, I think, for a while. But yeah, he ended up he was working with Viacom for 20 years. So once that release stepped down, it was only right that Scott Mills came into play. Now, under his umbrella, because he's currently the CEO, he's the one that decided, I don't know if he decided, because Viacom runs all that shit. Which we'll get into that too, how they got their shit together. But he said that the reason why they are cutting the BET Hiphop Awards and the Soul Train Music Awards is because of ratings, which I do believe that, because who watches the award shows? Like nobody really watches the award shows. I feel like a lot of award shows have went down significantly in ratings. The last award show that I really gave a fuck about was the one that Nicki Minaj did with the MTV Awards, and that was like 1,000 years ago. So I just feel like award shows isn't really like a big thing. But I feel like we're so live and so like focused on ourselves, we don't really care about celebrities in awards. And then like the people, like there's a lot of celebrities, and we're figuring out that a lot of this shit is like you can buy awards. A lot of this shit is super political. It's not really about your talent. It's not really about your grind. It's just really about these companies and you know, buying out the awards for their artists so they can get more money. Like that's literally what it's about. So nobody really, it doesn't have much meaning to it, you know. So I think that's why nobody really gives a fuck. But yeah, but anyway, so Viacom, I wanted to do a little did you know about Viacom, because when I think of Viacom, I think about Nick Cannon and how he ended up having to come back and apologize after he said what he said about what he said about what he said. He's gonna do a little did you know, because Viacom owns BET, and you know, no, even though it's not on the internet or whatever, or I haven't found it, I do feel like Viacom, in my opinion, plays a huge part in the what's the word for when you're slowly breaking something, the deterioration of BET. I do feel like that. But anyway, so Viacom is owned by, well, the founder, he's passed. His birthday is the same day as my mom's too, May 27th. His name is Sumner Redstone. He is Jewish. born in Boston, Massachusetts. And his original name, he changed his name to Redstone, and I found out doing research that Redstone literally means, his original last name means Yiddish. His original last name is Rothstein. And the reason why he changed his last name from Rothstein to Redstone is because he didn't want to be affiliated with the Arnold Rothstein, who is a world-renowned, known like mobster gangster who fixed the 1919 Red Sox World Series. Never knew anything about it. I thought it was super interesting, but I didn't find any connection, like blood related, between the owner of Viacom and Arnold Rothstein, except for their last name and the fact that they are both heavily funded by Jewish gangster mobsters. So I thought that was interesting. So the first business that Sumner Redstone, and I kind of glanced over this, but he went to law school. Like, he wasn't like a dumb person. Like, he was very, very smart. But I don't know, maybe it's just because it was back in them days, but like, yeah, he was super affiliated with the Jewish mobster gangster family, and so was Arnold Rothstein. So I just thought that was interesting that they both were like, you know, fucking with the mobs. But yeah, they funded all his shit. So I kind of feel like they probably they helped him start up the Viacom shit. But I don't know that for sure. That's alleged, because I don't remember just reading that. But the mobsters did give him money to start up his first business. So he was fucking with them very closely. Now, Arnold Rothstein, what I didn't know, so 1919, now, he wasn't proven, like, he didn't go to jail or anything for this, but they did get caught. But Arnold didn't get caught because he's part of the mob and motherfuckers are scared of him. But so in 1919, the World Series, it was the Chicago White Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. And what Arnold did, they said that him and the mob, or whoever, but mostly him, paid off 8 of the Cincinnati Red Sox to throw like 5 of the games in the World Series or some shit like that. And there's a few of the Red Sox that ended up, or the White Sox, I'm sorry, that ended up admitting to it, but they weren't admitting to, some of them admitted to Arnold being involved and being the one that like gave him the money, but they got like $100 grand, like 50 to 100 grand or some shit like that to throw these games or whatever. And so what Arnold did is that he bet obviously for the White Sox to lose, and he ended up making $350,000. So, and I Googled that, in today's time, that's 6.5 million, over 6.5 million. So he literally was like the richest gambler at that time or whatever. I don't know if that's today or at that time, but they said he was the richest gambler. But he didn't get caught because as much information that they had and reason to believe that he was involved, they didn't have enough. So he didn't really just go to jail for that. But in a quick known thing, so if y'all have ever seen The Great Gatsby with Leonardo DiCaprio, great fucking movie, by the way, I think you guys should go watch it. The character that Leonardo DiCaprio played is based off of Arnold Rothstein, which is interesting. But anyway, so I say all that to say that Viacom is owned by a whole bunch of wealthy ass Jewish people, and that they, you know, got their money the dirty way too. But yeah, so anyways, that was the little side note to who owns BET. So this Viacom owns BET. They own a lot of shit, but they did the merger with CBS, so they own a lot of media shit. And that's just, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting information, just to know like who owns, because you know, it's not really black people that owns BET. Never was. It never was. Like, we never owned BET ever. So I thought that was interesting. Oh, so what's his name? Scott Mills. So Scott Mills said that they said that he was alluding to the fact that the award show may be like streaming. They may switch it over to streaming, but it's not. He didn't say that. I didn't see like a quote from him verbatim saying that, but he did say like, don't count out the Hip Hop Awards, don't count out the Source or the Soul Train Awards. Like, it will come back, just not right now. They're just trying to basically pull back, reevaluate, get their ducks in a row, and come back even stronger. I personally feel like they can lose a few award shows. Like, it's award show, it's the BET Awards, which is the main one. Then they have the Hiphop Awards, the Source Awards. They have the other awards. There's a lot of fucking awards. So I feel like they could just kind of, but like, don't leave out like the contribution to like hip hop. Like, don't leave out that. So I don't know, but figure it out, Scott Mills, because what? Deborah Lee was like, bitch, I'm leaving before this shit's finna go down. I'm gonna go. So the last episode, Shay and I were talking about like how we love psychological thrillers and how like nothing really surprises us. And then we specifically talked about a movie named Gossip that we was just so in love with, gave us goosebumps, so off of. We didn't? Oh, well, it was in the edits. But there's a movie that Shay and I watched that we was super, super in love with, and it was called Gossip. So we haven't watched it in probably 15 years. Like, we ain't watched the movie in a long ass time. We rewatched it and cracked the fuck up. Like, I really think that we've desensitized our brains so much that like nothing impresses us anymore. Even what once used to impress us doesn't. Which I guess that's natural, that's life, that's evolution. But I hate it. Like, it's annoying. Like, we literally was cracking up watching Gossip. But it's a really good movie for those who ain't never watched it. Like, y'all would be wowed. So y'all should watch it. But we can't watch that shit. But yeah, so we watched Gossip. And then we watched we watched War of the Worlds with Ice Cube.
Bro.
Oh my God. First of all, I don't even know where to begin. Samantha, what you think of the movie?
I don't even know. It was a lot.
It was a
lot.
lot.
Kept that damn movie in the vault.
Yeah, for sure. Like, why Ice Cube? First of all, he's not the type of dude that can do close-ups all the time, because he's not just like the best actor in the world.
It gave very much clone. Like, that was Ice Cube clone, bro. That couldn't have been real.
First of all, we decided that he's agoraphobic because that nigga never left. Like,
how did he?
I'm on my way and never left. There was a part in there where his daughter was dying, basically. He thought his son died, nigga never left. He thought his daughter died, was finna die, nigga was trying to leave. So he gets to the door. He's like, the door's locked. I'm on my way. But how did he get out? Did you remember that part?
I said, how did he get back?
Right, so he
So he was running downstairs
to get back to.
How did he end back up?
That nigga was like, he saw that outside and was like, ooh. And then my thing is that how do they never? First of all, War of the Worlds, if you've never seen the original one, y'all need to go watch it. But basically what happens is that there's a whole bunch of meteors filled with like aliens, and they come to the earth to steal something, right? In this version of the movie, they came to steal data. But yeah, so like I said, they come to earth out of the meteor, and on this movie they're taking data. So what blew me, so Ice Cube's character, his whole movie, he was somebody that watches people, so he can tap into your phone, your car, your refrigerator. Like, he can tap into anything. He was like the eye in the sky, but in your fucking life, you know? But he only watched his kids, like his pregnant daughter who had a dude. He had cameras in her house. Awkward. In the refrigerator. So you need to quit eating what? But anyway, okay, boom. So fast forward. So when all the alien things were going to like certain parts of the world because they had the most data, why did they never come to Ice Cube in that moment? Like, they went to him later, but like, why wouldn't they come? They diverted the alien. Where
was he?
He had the most.
White House?
No, we never knew. He wasn't getting fucked with though.
Right.
Him.
And then the son, when we thought he got messed up, my shit went out.
Yeah, he did the whole walk away. I knew, like, why would you walk away that slow? Your friends just died.
Dumb as hell.
Like, why wouldn't your friends?
Like, not sad.
That was a close one.
Movie was so
why
dumb.
wouldn't you have your hacker friends divert their locations? Right. It was just dumb. So, but yeah, I'm really feel like Ice Cube was agoraphobic because he kept on telling his kids he was on the way and he never left that office. And like, he never told his kids to come near. Like, he never got attacked. And he was only dealing with data. So why? And the whole point of the movie was that they were trying to steal all the data. The thing was, the Goliath was always at that where he was at. Why wouldn't they figure that out until the end? And then his son was trying to tell him that he was the hacker. And there's nothing you can say that make him believe you. And then, oh my God, my son's the best. I love him. I'm team him. I'm about to be the hacker too. Like, what? Don't watch the
movie. Gave very much parody. It didn't give real.
Yeah, we was cracking up.
That was weird. When you was saying, like, people was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
That was the worst acting I ever seen him do.
Like, what happened with his son when he was calm as hell with his son? And then as soon as his son tell
It
you.
was you?
Like,
It was you. Like, what? Oh, yeah. I really was supposed to look into the budget for this movie. Like, how much they spent, because this given they only spent $20. And Amazon, like, okay, I get it. Like, they kept on doing references to Amazon. Like, give the homeless dude a $1,000 Amazon card. The nigga, first of all, the world is going to shit. World is going to shit. Aliens, and this nigga still working driving Amazon. What are you trying to say, Amazon? That even through the apocalypse, niggas still gonna be delivering packages? That's what it gave to me.
There's nothing I liked about the movie.
I liked Eva Longoria. I was ready to go to sleep. I did like Eva Longoria. First of all, Eva Longoria, bro, you snap. She was the only one that was just amazed. Like, they were her friends. She never left the alien side. Like, she was always with the aliens. Like, and they never killed her. Like, that was crazy.
Right next to her.
Like, she's still there. Look at my friends, bitch. We thought you were dead. What do you mean, look at your friends? Like, oh, like, it's giving y'all are really trying to soak up as much money as you can because this world's gonna go to shit and the economy's gonna break or something. Like, I don't get it. Okay, so I really wanted to talk about human composting. It's legal in a lot of states, 13 of them to be exact. Minnesota is one of them. But I am not gonna lie, I just literally talked about it, but I'm having Shay cut it out because I just want to do a little bit more research. Like, I just don't really know how I feel. And I feel both ways. No pun intended. But I do feel both ways. So we're cutting it out, and I'm going to talk about it next week once I do more. But I literally just found out about this shit like right before we started filming. So I did like a little crash course, and I'm not completely satisfied with the crash course that I did. So yeah. So our next subject is we're gonna do Into the Stars. It's in the stars. It's in the stars. It's in the stars. Okay, so I feel like the worst person ever because I ain't gonna lie. Like, August, I should have been on top of it. I completely forgot that it was the Lionsgate portal. It technically ended right now, my sister's birthday, August 12th. But I'm going to talk about it because there's things that you can still do that I still use to this day throughout the year. You don't have to just do it during the Lionsgate portal. But the Lionsgate portal is like the highest. It's the portal's open. It's a lot of energy, a lot of things. But we're going to get into it. Okay. What is the Lionsgate portal? So this is something that opens up. It's a portal, an energetic portal. It's not an actual like portal, but it's like an energetic portal. It might be the actual portal. I don't fucking know. I ain't done no research on that. But every year between July 26th and August 12th, this portal opens up, and it is like super important in spirituality and cosmicology. But the peak day that you will want to do rituals and things like that is August 8th, hence 8. Okay? Now, what is the Lionsgate portal exactly? So in astronomy, I'm going to explain what it is. So the Earth aligns with the star Sirius, which is the brightest star in the sky. The Orion constellation, which is, so everybody knows what the Orion's belt is. That's part of the Orion constellation, okay? aligns with the Orion's constellation and the sun, which is in Leo. And that's what creates the Lionsgate portal, which is believed to be the powerful energetic gateway. Now, in astrology and spiritual circles, it's looked at as almost a celestial new year. It's seen as a moment of heightened cosmic energy, a time when you can set intentions, raise your vibration, aligning with your higher self. Okay, now I want to go back to the Sirius star and get into the ancient Egypt and why that's kind of important. Okay, so in ancient Egypt, Sirius, so the first time it became visible in the sky, each year it coincided with the flooding of the Nile River, which brought fertility and abundance to the land. So that plays a part in 8 and the energy that the portal brings to you. But to understand what 8 is, to understand what the Lionsgate portal energy brings to you and what the 8 represents, we have to go back to numerology. So we're going to talk about the actual number 8, okay? Because like I said, this is a podcast that talks about astrology, numerology, astronomy, and other shit. But anyways, okay, so the number 8. So 8 is all about success, abundance, power, karma, and the balance between spiritual and the material. So they say the number 8, so how I explain like the flow of energy, how it represents flow of energy, that's like the infinity symbol. And they say the way that the 8 is written, how like they're stacked on top of each other, whatever, like that's not how it's similar to the infinity. Oh, so something else I didn't put in my notes, but I was like, okay, this is kind of cute because I never like, who cares? But I, whatever. That's not by accident or whatever. So the infinity symbol, hence the 8, is the flow of energy or whatever. So I just thought that was interesting. So when you talk about 8 in the context of the Lionsgate portal, which is, like I said, August 8th is the peak of that, the whole portal energy thing. It's you talking about doubling of that energy. So everything that I explained what 8 is, it's like double that. So it's a powerful manifestation moment. It's time to step into your higher purpose. And the ways to do that is pretty cool. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. So the one thing that I do to this day, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I was heavily into like, I'm getting back, but like I said, I fucking even forgot. But I've been on my like prayer shit and like my manifestation shit, so I probably still be doing it. But I used to be like super into this shit, and I'm not like that. That's probably cool because I probably was borderline crazy. But yeah. But anyways, so one ritual that I still do, that I don't only do during the Lionsgate portal, is the releasing ritual. And it's so funny because I literally was just telling my cousin Murdy to do this a few weeks ago on Facebook, and I didn't even realize I got it from the Lionsgate portal, which makes sense because when I started it was around the time when I first learned about it. So yeah. But anyway, so the releasing energy that I'm talking about is when you basically journal. Like you write down, you can write down anything. You can write down your negative thoughts. What I usually do it for is anything that I feel like I can't, or I'm not in control of, that I can't control, that I'm like going through a hard time with, because that's my way of giving it to God. But you can do your intentions, you can do your manifestation stuff, but you journal it down and you literally go outside and you burn it, and you burn it saying some kind of, I don't want to say ritual because I want y'all thinking it's like I'm a witch, whatever, but like it's you say like a prayer, you can say a prayer, but yeah, you giving it back to the universe. But when you do that August 8th, that's the peak, and all of these the power, the karma, the success, the abundance is doubled. So it's a lot of energy. And then, yeah, so it's a big deal to do that. You're like manifesting things, and it's like you're speeding it up through the ritual. Affirmations is a good thing to do on August 8th. About whatever it is you want to do, stepping into your higher purpose. Meditating, thinking about the infinity symbol, like literally thinking about it. Meditation is not easy. It's really not. But if you are at the point where you're kind of good, you can meditate thinking about the infinity symbol, and you're basically just thinking about the energy flowing. It's like flowing through you. So it's like you're like whatever it is that you want to accomplish, whether it's within your purpose or whether it's just something that you want, a goal that you want to reach. So like for instance, I am manifesting certain things in my life, right? So if I were to meditate, I'm going to think about that manifestation or that specific subject or goal that I'm manifesting, and I'm thinking about it in a flow of the infinity symbol going through my body and like making me like super powerful, like fucking Thanos. I got hoes. So that's pretty much it. So doing all these things, and in addition, connecting with the Leo energy, because Leo obviously is all this happens in the Leo constellation. But so you lean into the Leo teachings, the confidence, the courage, the creativity. I did write those 3 things down because I did think that those 3 things were the most important when it came to like Leos. And it's power. I love like with your like anything, if your sun is in Leo, if one of your natal chart, if one of your houses is in Leos or whatever, like I love the energy and the power that Leo holds, that zodiac. So confidence, courage, creativity, there's more to it, but those 3 to me are the most powerful. So when you are looking into the Lionsgate portal and you're doing the practices and you're doing the manifestation, you're doing the meditation, learn a lot about the Leo energy and what it possesses and what it can create for you in your life at that time, and focus on those 2 things. Moving along. So this is the part of the podcast where I am free spirit, tell and tell. Shake. Honestly, I like when we do that. It's cute. So this is, it was hard. You guys, I'm not even gonna lie. There's a lot of stories that I don't want to tell you guys. Okay. I have a time. Okay, so my best friend, Samantha, we were young. Shay lived in St. Paul. Nene had this car that we called it the blowback, the white one. Sounds really bad, but it's not that bad, guys. So we used to do things around St. Paul that don't do, it's super illegal, but we would do shit like, what store did we do the first one? Was it like a BP? When I had my broken ankle?
I was with y'all. I didn't go with y'all every time. I only went once. Y'all was bandits. I wasn't with y'all every time.
We weren't bandits. There was one time where it was cold as hell. It was wintertime. And we just we wanted snacks and stuff, and it'd be late. And I think CVS was 24 hours. So we would pull up to this store, and I had to be the one to do it. So I get out, and then I'll take the buggy, and then I'll go shopping, and then I'll just run out the store. I'll just run the store, and then he was the getaway driver. And we would have all the snacks. And then there was one time me and he was on foot when we did a lot of stories in St. Paul. But So there was one time when me and Nene specifically, we was at a store. And we ended up walking to the store. It was that close. And we ended up buying, like, we didn't buy shit. We had the little buggy. And we had took so much shit. And we ran off. Oh, and you remember the time when we thought we was being chased? So we had did one of our little hit and runs, right? And we pulled up in front of that house, and there was somebody that was like following us. So we scared because we just got to commit a robbery. So the car, we ended up just dipping. Then we go to your sister's house.
We was on our way there.
We was we was on our way there. Then so what happened? How did we?
Cause we was lose them.
But no, like it was like a time period where we were like, we just did dumb shit for no reason. And one of those was that we robbed a lot of stores in St. Paul. We was just some bandits, bro. Bored, just didn't care in our early 20s. We just did a lot of drive-bys in that car. We did a lot of illegal shit in that car. I'm glad she don't got that car no more. It was lit though. We was lit. But yeah, so that's my little story time. This is the end of episode 7, guys. I don't have a quote for you guys, but I am going to speak a little bit about this angel number that I be seeing. It's so annoying. So this angel number that I see a lot is either 1117 or 117. 117, 1117. So basically, this is the angel number that means that you're on the right path towards fulfilling your soul's purpose and encourages you to trust your intuition and take bold steps toward your goals. Okay, and more of a detailed breakdown is that 1117 encourages you to cultivate your spiritual side. Remember that you are a divine being with access to the universal wisdom. Follow your path. Intuition and manifestation is a sign to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings. Okay? Look for signs and synchronicities and trust the universe to manifest your desires. It also may suggest you need to release what no longer serves you to make space for new beginnings. So I've been seeing this number for probably a few months now, and I feel like it's almost every time I see the number, I feel like it's a reminder. So, yeah. It could be a reminder for you too. But yeah, I think it's a positive number. It's definitely a positive number. It's definitely God talking to me. And I just love that I'm seeing numbers, period. Like, I love that I accidentally see numbers, because you're supposed to look for them, but you're not supposed to look for them, like, you know. So I'm just glad that I'm seeing, like, I feel like God's speaking to me or answering, like, you know, we're talking. So yeah, but yeah, 1117 is a good number. It's not crazy, it's not bad, but it's annoying. I'm thinking I'm going to talk a little bit about get more into the spiritual numbers. I did 666 and it seemed like a lot of people like that, so I will do more of the spiritual numbers. But it's the end of the podcast and it's time for us to go, and I hate to see you guys leave, but it is what it is. I'll be back next week. Oh my God, we're almost done with this season. I can't believe it's already, we're gonna be 2 seasons in of C'est La Vie. But I don't want you guys to think that we don't have anything bigger and better. Each season is a learning experience. So moving forward, production, we are doing a lot of things behind the scenes. So I'm really, really excited to what we will be presenting to you guys in the future. But yeah, it's time to go. And as always, I live for you and I love you. And remember, C'est La Vie.